welcome back to another episode of Ultima Warriors of Destiny. In this episode, it's a fairly quick episode. It only took me about 40 minutes to do, so I'll cut it down to about, well, not cut it down, split it up to about 20 minutes. So, in this one, all we're doing is following directions. So, I fixed up the maps as well, so we'll have a look. We're going to Dungeon Deceit this time, which is near the Lycaeum. Just bring up that one. Dungeon Deceit over there on the right hand side, top corner. I fixed up the shrines so you guys can have a look at that. So let's get into it. As you should have figured, that way it started off new. So after this, well, not you, Empath Abbey, but we leave Empath Abbey and go over to you and get some more reagents, which I was sorely lacking in. Because I didn't collect any of that particular reagent in the first place, so this will take a little bit. Sorry about my chair. Of course, the aura of hatred doesn't seem to have dissipated, so that was quite interesting. Oops. So we had the aura of hatred, now we had the aura of cowardice. Cowardice is the next Shadowlord that we'll be doing after. Oh, next, I should say. No, it's a Shadowlord of Falsehood that we're doing next. Can't keep my head together, can I? As usual, we're having to battle monsters along the way, which is why it's taking some time. But I thought I'd keep this one a bit slower so you can see the process. I did make a mess up in this one, which I did correct, which I didn't record. Because I don't want to make it any longer than absolutely necessary, but I didn't think it was going to be that short. And finally, I've still got to wait a bit more till the air of cowardice changes again. You gotta love these apparitions since they fully heal you and help you level up. But all these battles are good for experience. It's the only way you can level up in this game otherwise. I'm trying to just filling up the rest of my reagent quota. And now we will head over to Dungeon Deceit. Here we are at Dungeon Deceit. We have to yell the code, as always, to open the door. And I must have gotten distracted again. Oh no, I was loading up the where I had all the information. In here we try to cast down as we did in the last dungeon, because we don't want to have too much hassle. At the end, on level 8, near the entrance to the underworld, there's this problematic room which seems to be pretty much one way, unless you can destroy the enemies on the other side. So we just cast the Death Pour to get our way down all the way through. But as you probably saw back at the beginning of this dungeon, we left our magic carpet behind. I went back and after dying and getting the magic carpet, so we got our magic carpet. Don't forget your magic carpet. And we're just following the instructions. The first few instructions are southwest across the peaks until it opens to a large system of caverns. Then go southwest until a major intersection, which is where we were. Then go northwest, which will branch northeast. Continuing northward, the passage turns west. So it's quite vague, and you're not sure if you have to go through the mountains or not. But in most cases, no. So we're still going northeast, northwest I should say. Takes a while. The first few instructions were pretty quick, and then got to those areas fairly quickly. And this one, where you go from the major intersection northwest, which will then branch northeast, that takes a while. And you're just pretty much traveling northward. Continuing northward. This is where we go northeast. Plenty of enemies in the underworld. This underworld was only created when the Britannians managed to call up the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom from the other side, I suppose you'll call it. So this underworld is like in between the overworld and the underside, I suppose. still going northward, northeast, northward. Now we'll go west. And this is where the Great Lake is. Climb over the rocky hills to the southwest, and then turn northwest. Over a lake, past a series of great falls, ending in a larger lake. On the isle lies the Shard of Falsehood. So you just end up following that because you don't get much choice. Once you go over one waterfall, that's it. Did have a hard time trying to get out though. Excuse me. So I pretty much ended up going through battle after battle until I eventually died. I didn't worry about healing or anything like that. Because we just ended up going around in circles, not finding a way out, basically. I did try to use Blink a few times to just try and get into another area. But as you can see, as soon as you enter in a waterfall area, you just... I was trying to move out of that area, so yeah, it can be a bit difficult at times. And you can only follow the shore to a degree. And I'm pretty sure this episode's probably mostly fighting. Continuing on, looking at the map to try and see if we can find a way to blink across. Without much success. And as you can see, the Mong bats were starting to follow us. Casting Blink in desperation, trying to get somewhere. I should have went down to that grassy area, but oh well. I didn't see it as much of a viable option. Because Link, you can only move in one direction about 40 spaces. So this is first encounter with Mong bats in this area. Did pretty well, I think. Just started attacking the closest ones. Did end up losing a couple of characters. With 95 karma, we only lose about 5% of our experience, which isn't too bad. Not like in the beginning of the game where you got 0 karma and you lose 100% of the experience. And close to. It's actually 99, so I only lose about 4% of your experience rather than 5%, but you know, semantics. I said, we did pretty well with that bunch of long bets, but there's more to come. I think at this point in the game, the most problems we have with huge groups of long bets, more than 2 dragons and gargoyles and reavers, which isn't too many enemies considering the number of enemies there are in there. The reavers are only a pain when you've got other creatures like gargoyles and mongbats around. Here I tried to cast some more blink, I believe. And we had some success. Then we run into more mongbats. So instead of losing potential karma, I decided to go the other route and sacrifice. There we go, we died. But we still got the shards. The shards of hatred and the shards of falsehood. So from here we go to Empath Abbey. Not Empath Abbey, the Lycaeum, which is the paragon of truth. I almost had thought I'd lost the magic carpet then, but Mingla is one of the few areas you can get to with the magic carpet without too much difficulties. So I just try to find a way up to the area in question. And here we are. So I call out his name, and I spelled it wrong the first time. I'm trying to figure out what happened. Then used an N instead of an M. He appears, we cast the shard into the fire of truth. Then we do what we've done all the other times, and the other time wait until it gets within attack range, then use the crown. And then once the crown was used, we used a glass sword. And done. I know yelling done bruh is kind of stupid, but gave me a giggle. And that's the end of that. So we will see you in the next episode. Adios amigos.